wholeness. Welcome to Notes of Nara. My name is Naja Rashida, and today's topic on the subject matter for this month is connecting with those who love you and pray for the ones who don't. Again, if you're just tuning into this month's topic, it's about the heart space, the journey of the heart, the reawakening of the heart, healing of the heart. Because I've gone through something pretty personal and massive and significant in my life this summer. And so we're going to get into it a little bit about connection and how important it is to connect with others. Those of you that are on a current, I would say, private or very personal, solitary lifestyle, very monastic lifestyle, where it's just you and aloneness, and you're working on yourself and your personal development. I believe that that's very important, and that's crucial for those who seek self-empowerment and growth, spiritual growth with consciousness and with their physical health, with their mental health, healing of emotional and psychological traumas of the past, grounding yourself in the present from the never-ending, monster called anxiety that ties you into the future of things that haven't, or you don't even know that will happen yet. It's all about being centered within the self, centering you within you and your current, present reality here, now. And so with that, when the heart is activated, then you realize why you're here. And it's not to try to discover or try to simplify, give you a simple answer as to why you're here, why I'm here, why we're all here. It is a very unique and individual, I would say, discovery that you have to figure out yourself. And the only way to do that is by living. That's the only way. Right? We know that there's a way out. That's death. That's the ending. And then there's a rebirth into something new, right? But with life, you can choose to live it or not. And you can choose to be a participant in it or not. And that means connecting not just to you and your internal world, but with the external world around you. Be a part of something. Be a part of life. Not just this little piece that's playing out, a program, like in a software, a specific coding, if you will. So, yes, connecting with those who love you is very important. And for those of us that have the capability of being alone for an extended amount of time, and we make very specific things our main focus, we don't really put a lot of emphasis on human connection with our family, with our friends, with our lovers, with our community. Life can begin to feel hollow. And then we forget about those that truly love us and truly care for us. The connection becomes very faint, like a distant static, pickup on the radio, a radio antenna. You hear, you feel the connection, but it's not very strong because you've cut yourself out from it. You've cut yourself away from it. And, and so I was inspired to do this video because yesterday I received a phone call from my kid brother, who is now a very grown man. But I have some years on him when it comes to our age. He's in his mid-20s now. Very proud of him. I love him dearly, but our relationship isn't one where it's a constant daily, weekly, monthly check-in. It's kind of like, I look for him and make sure he's okay, or a random phone call, but I wasn't expecting a phone call and I got one. And I'm very grateful for it. And it was almost like a reminder, like, see, Naja, look, there's love there. See, there's love here. Oh, and look, there's love over there. And love over there. And those people they love you too. And it's all varying degrees of love. There's different types of, certain connections you have with people, and the extent of it, the nature of it, the frequency of it. Love is always evolving and shifting and moving. Sometimes love wants to be planted like a seed so that it can grow and germinate into something. Sometimes love, it comes in like the wind to blow something off of you and carry it off your body to create lightness for you. Sometimes love is like water that washes away and purifies your spirit, that unlocks an emotional channel in you. Sometimes love is full of passion and fire and spark and inspiration. Love has many, 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 many roles and many, many versions of itself, but it is, with all of that, it is simple. So be open to connect with those who love you. And then pray for the ones who don't. Pray for the ones that you know either they've wronged you or you've wronged them, or you both have wronged each other. Pray for them. Send prayers to them. Send intentions to them. I often struggle with the word pray because it sounds like you're hunting. I rather like the word intention, right? Intention, you're sending purpose, you're sending meaning behind your prayer, behind your thoughts towards that person that is not all that great, right? We all have those. Whether we're fully aware of it or they're aware of it or it's named or unnamed, we don't know. Sometimes you walk into the room with that and you're sharing a space with that person and it just feels off and there's no word for it, but there's the feeling. There's a heaviness to it that's uncomfortable. And that's always pointing at us to go within ourselves. Always. Always. A lot of the time, the people that, when I say pray for the ones who don't carry a lot of love for you, projection, the power of projection is very powerful, is heavily influential. People project all the time, spiritual, non-spiritual, religious, non-religious, political, apolitical. We project stories onto each other all the time. We project emotions on others all the time. We're always exchanging energy. It's sad that projection gets a negative rep, because to me, it's almost like projection is a higher word for judgment, right? Judgment, judging mentat, judge meaning God, right? To judge the mind. So it's like we're using the mind to have dominance over, or we're using our power to have dominance over the mind, right? And so when we're projecting, we are taking this power and we're projecting it and externalizing it onto someone else. It's very tricky, yeah, because, with projections, you can project a lot of positivity and it's coming from a loving space, but it just may not be what that person needs, or you may be giving off that love, in a way that's probably not necessary or needed, A lot of the time with those that don't really care for us too much or don't care for you that much, sometimes people will try to love harder. They try to give more. They try to bend over backwards, to prove to the other person that they're worthy of receiving their love. And it's very sad. And then you bypass the ones that you have a natural connection to. Don't cast off your friends and your family, especially your family. No matter how many miles or kilometers they are away from you, or countries away they are from you, or, old friends. Yes, I understand that there are endings. I understand that sometimes you have to completely block people out of your life. I'm not opposed to that. I do believe that there are certain soul contracts that have a beginning, middle, and end. There's some soul contracts that have a continuation cycle, and there are some contracts that just are kind of ongoing. And so I do respect the nature of that, but when it comes to being open to connections and praying for the ones that you feel disconnection with, that's the best space to be. You can't force people to love you. You can't force people to receive you. You can't force anything. That's outside of your control. It's outside of my control. It's outside of everyone's control. The best thing that we can do is give the gratitude and thanks and share happiness and joy with those that desire to connect with us, and we them. And it's got to be mutual. It's got to be mutual. One of my pet peeves growing up until this day is like when friendships or like social, when like connections are forced, you know, that always made me very uneasy a bit, you know, like if I'm meeting new family members and I'm like, I know they're a complete stranger to me, and then someone says, hey, you're related, so get in there and talk to them for 3 hours. It's like, okay, you know, it's a lot of pressure. Relieve yourself of that pressure. Let the loving air energy take that off of you. That's not your weight. That's not your responsibility to carry the weight of your family, to carry the weight of your friends when it comes to connections with them. If you're feeling that it's more of a burden to try to, you know, in that connection with someone, to allow that love to flow back and forth, to allow it to be mutual, then you need to take a step back. And also for the disconnected connections that you have with others, take a step back from that too. Because love is simple, love is kind, love is free, love is liberating. If you're not experiencing that and someone's saying they love you, or someone's saying, don't you see how much I love, like, and it's the opposite of that, you need to pay attention. Love is liberation, and love is complete freedom. It is light, not just the light frequency we see and we pick up from our eyes, but it's a weight, it's an energy. You should feel light around those who love you so. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you. I really appreciate it. And I apologize for the late upload. I forgot yesterday, it got too late. And I'm like, nah, I'll wait until Tuesday. So there will be a follow-up video, not follow-up, but another video posted Wednesday and Friday of this week. Thank you.